Hi there, welcome back, Anna here. So today we're going to look at Fast Car by Tracy Chapman. Most of the way through this song you've got this nice little finger picking riff, which is it's really nice, just a couple of chord shapes. So your first one is a C major chord. So for a C major chord you have third finger, third fret of the A string, second finger, second fret of the D string, and first finger, first fret of the B string. So that was third fret A string, second fret D string, first fret B string. Okay, that's your C major chord. But what you're going to do for this riff is you're actually going to start with your first finger off. So you're going to play, which is going to be off, on, off for your first finger. So these two are pressing down. So off, on, off. And with your right hand, the picking, you're going to use these three fingers. So thumb, first finger, and second finger. And you're going to be on the A string with your thumb, the G string with your first finger, and the B string with your third finger. So these three. So with your C major chord down, it should sound like that. So you're playing A string, G string, and B string. So you're going to be playing all of those three strings together, but as I said, you're going to start with your first finger off your C chord. So it's going to sound like this. A little bit dissonant at first, so it sounds a bit weird before you put the first finger back on. So you pluck it like that with the first finger off, and then you're going to put your first finger back on. What you're going to do is hammer it on. It's called a hammer-on. So you pluck the strings, like I just said, and then hammer this one on. So you're essentially going. So you're plucking once with your with your right hand, sorry. So pluck the string, and then you're hammering on. So you let it ring, and put your first finger down. So you can do that without playing any strings. So that's why it's called a hammer-on, because you're just hammering it. You're hitting the fretboard. You're not plucking the strings with your right hand. So get that A string, G string, and B string together and your C shape. Take your first finger off, pluck the strings, hammer on your first finger. So like this. You can just practice that bit. If you want to take your second finger off as well, that's fine. I normally do it without my second finger. Might be easier. Okay, once you've done that, you've got the hammer on. Then you're going to replay the B string with your third finger in your right hand. And you're going to come off at the same time with your first finger again. So pluck it, hammer on, take your first finger off, and at the same time play the B string. Okay, so pluck the strings, hammer on, and then replay the B string, taking your first finger back off. Okay, so it's a lot to think about on that first one. Okay, so that's probably the most tricky part of the song. And then after that, you've got some of a G chord. It's not a whole G chord. So you've got your second finger, third fret, low E string, and your third finger, third fret B string. So third fret, low E string, and third fret B string. And now your thumb on your right hand is going to come down to the low E string as well, but your two fingers are going to stay where they are, so on the G and B strings. So low E, G and B strings together. So pluck those. So that's your G shape. So you had your C, and then G. Okay, C, G. And once you've plucked the G all together, you're going to replay the B and the G strings. So it's all together, B, G. So all of that put together is your C, plucking together. Okay, after that we're going up the neck a little bit, and you're going to use your first finger on the 7th fret of the A string, so here, and your third finger is going to be on the 8th fret of the B string, and your thumb on the right hand is going to come back down to the A string, and you're going to play the same G and B strings. So that was 7th fret A string, 8th fret B string in your left hand, and your right hand is A string, G string and B strings together again. So from your G you were there, and slide it up, and then after that you're going to go down to your 5th fret, first finger A string, and your third finger's on the 7th fret of the B string. So 5th fret A string, 7th fret B string. Okay, and your right hand is plucking A string with the thumb again, and the G and B strings. So keeping the same. So you've got this now. Okay. And once you've plucked that all together, same as before, you're going to come back and hit the B string and the G string separately. So sounds out of context to the whole riff, it sounds a bit dissonant as well, especially that note, that last one, but it sounds great in context. So you had this one, 7th fret A string, 8th fret B string, then moving it down to the 5th fret A string, 7th fret B string. Okay, so that's the whole thing. So putting it all together, you had your C shape with your hammer on your 1st fret, then your G shape with the B and G strings, and then this one, and then down to this one, and then B and G strings again. So okay, so the other little bit you can add on, sometimes she does the little, with your little finger. So if you're getting on fine with the rest of the riff, you can add that little tweak in. So when you're on this one, 7th fret and 8th fret, just add your little finger, so I'll show you here, onto the 10th fret, and then plucking the B string. So your right hand's just replaying the B string here. 10th fret, 8th fret. So then moving it down to this one, you've got your 5th fret, 7th fret. Your little finger now is going to come onto the 8th fret. You're going to keep replaying the B string with your right hand. And your little finger's going to go on 8th fret and then off. So, and in your right hand, just replucking the B string. So you had, okay, that's just a nice little embellishment that she does sometimes on guitar. Okay, good luck with that one, and I'll see you next time.